Can a simple color change transform the perception of a whole team into Formula One? Ferrari has left the iconic red behind a white and blue in Monaco. But what is behind this choice? Is it only marketing or is there something deeper? Ferrari has decided to break the mold, and has done so on the most glamorous stage of Formula One. The presentation of the new white monkey with details in celeste blue has generated a real visual revolution that has turned the world around in just a few hours. This decision by itself marks a moment of break with decades of chromatic fidelity. Since the foundation of the Scuderia, red has been synonymous with Ferrari, an Italian national emblem and an unwavering identity firm. That now that red is replaced even for a race has a huge symbolic load. Ferrari is willing to reinvent itself. It is not a change of superficial paint. This design is part of a carefully orchestrated comprehensive communication strategy with Puma and in close collaboration with HP, its new main sponsor. The white color was not randomly chosen. It is deeply connected to the elegance and purity of the Monegasco environment, a place where the exclusive is the norm. It is a tone that highlights the distinction, which makes the pilots almost aristocratic figures that parade between yachts, casinos and centenary curves. And that light blue on the other hand, not only refers to the Mediterranean Sea that embraces the urban layout of Monte Carlo, but also connects directly to the values of innovation, technology and avant-garde that HP seeks to project as part of its alliance with Ferrari. The design of the costumes is also a declaration of principles. The blue lines are placed with millimeter precision. They are not simply ornaments, but design elements that evoke speed, aerodynamic flow and modernity. From the chest, where the HP logo is located, to the sleeves and back, each line seeks to reinforce a visual narrative consistent with what Ferrari wants to be. A team that honors his past but does not fear looking to the future. In branding terms, it is a master play. It allows emotionally to connect with the nostalgic, while capturing the attention of new generations attracted to design, innovation and aesthetics. The most interesting thing is how this new image does not seek to replace the above, but to re-signify it. Ferrari is not abandoning red, he is recontextualizing it. He is telling the world that it can be Ferrari without always being Ferrari. That can be adapted, renewed, explore. And do it without losing its essence. The Scuderia has found in Monaco the perfect place to launch this message, because the Principality circuit is not just a racing layout, it is a prestigious catwalk, history and sophistication. There, between the lows and the pool curves, this new white and blue Ferrari will not be just a car competing, it will be a piece of art rolling through a gallery open to the world. The helmet and the cap that Charles Leclerc will wear in the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix are not simple accessories of a Formula Pilot One. They are symbolic extensions of his identity, his personal history and his emotional connection with an event that is not any career, but his career. In a sport in which every detail communicates, Ferrari has chosen to reinforce the narrative around Leclerc not only as a competitor, but as a local emblem. His image, carefully elaborated for this occasion, is a key piece in the positioning strategy of the Scuderia. The cap, in blue tone, is the first visual blow. To match the details of the monkey, it acts as a bridge between the technical design of the uniform and the most personal dimension of the pilot. Embroidered with the number 16 that identifies it since its inception in Formula One, this piece has a clear emotional load. It is not a product of merchandising but a symbol of pride, belonging and responsibility. In Monaco, each Leclerc movement will be observed by friends, family and compatriots. And that cap, with the Ferrari shield embroidered to the front, serves as a reminder of who he is and for whom he runs. The back closure of the cap is not a simple functional adjustment. The metal buckle with the Puma emblem is another sample of the detail that has been put in this set. There is no space for the generic. Each element has been designed to transmit sophistication, precision and aesthetic coherence. And at the same time, to consolidate an iconic image that can last beyond the event, an image that fans will remember as the Leclerc look at home. But if the cap establishes the tone, the helmet is the one that tells the story. This year, the special design that Charles will take in Monte Carlo goes far beyond the simple visual tribute. It is a deeply personal piece, loaded with intimate references and symbolisms that can only be understood from the emotional bond that Leclerc has with this circuit and its city. The white background reflects continuity with the new design of the monkey, but it is in the nuances where the story comes alive. The blue tones, chosen with precision, not only evoke the sea, but also the Riva ships of the 80s, Italian luxury vessels that represent elegance, inheritance and crafts. Leclerc, confessed lover of the nautical world, wanted to pay tribute to two universes that define it, the sea that surrounds its home and the automobile inheritance that it represents with Ferrari. The faded horizontal lines that cross the helmet are not simply decorative. They are memory strokes, lines that evoke navigation by family waters, the constant search for balance and direction. This design connects, in a silent but powerful way, the Italian culture with the Monegasque soul. At the top of the helmet, Ferrari's emblem with the classic Scudetto is accompanied by the initials JB, in tribute to Jules Bianchi. This reference, which Leclerc has maintained since its early years in the Queen category, has never been more relevant. In Monaco, the place where they both dreamed of shining, Bianchi's memory acquires a special resonance. This is not just Charles's career, it is also that of his lost friend. Each curve, each braking, every pole attempt, carries that invisible but indelible load. Even the disposition of the sponsors on the helmet follows this narrative line. HP, IBM, UniCredit and Richard Mille are present, but willing with an elegance that does not interrupt the visual story. Everything has been conceived not to break the harmony, to allow the history of Leclerc, his home, his passions, his memories, to express himself without interference. Ferrari, with this proposal, has achieved something difficult in an environment as industrialized as Formula One. Has humanized design. He has taken the figure of his star pilot and has transformed it into a piece of visual storytelling that goes beyond marketing. It is a silent message, but of course, this race is not like the others. For Charles Leclerc, Monaco is not a destination. It is your emotional starting point. And his helmet is the most tangible proof of it. The new clothing that Ferrari has presented for the 2025 Monaco Grand Prix is not simply a commitment to aesthetics. It is a play with multiple readings, where design fulfills a strategic communication function. Ferrari, historically anchored in the tradition of red, has decided to send a message. It is ready to adapt, to reinvent himself, and to assume risks in the search for a new competitive identity. This visual transformation goes beyond an advertising campaign or a weekend promotional design. It is part of a broader effort to reposition the team in the modern era of Formula One. Monaco's choice as a scenario for this transformation is not accidental either. It is the most glamorous circuit, the most exposed to the media and the cameras of the world. Their every detail is amplified. Each element of the uniform, each combination of colors, each special helmet becomes a tool to tell a story. In this case, the story of a team that wants to meet greatness not only from engineering but from visual narrative. Ferrari has understood that in modern F1, as important as track performance is the perception that is built outside it. But the most interesting thing is that this image change has not come as a response to success, but as a deliberate attempt to alter the course. Ferrari is not celebrating absolute domain, but trying to recover land in an increasingly tight and competitive championship. The team does not live its best technical moment in this seasonal start, and the white monkey with blue then becomes a tool to stimulate internal pride, to remind the world and themselves that can lead not only from history, but also from innovation. In that sense, design not only beautifies but motivates. By incorporating new colors, Ferrari invites its own engineers, mechanics and pilots to think differently. It reminds them that being Ferrari does not mean clinging to the past, but reinterpreting it. This reinvention also coincides with the arrival of Lewis Hamilton to the team, a change of era that requires redefining how Ferrari is projected to the world. And what better way to do it than with a fresh, elegant and consistent image with the values of exclusivity, class and performance that the team wants to convey. Finally, the commitment to design also has a commercial objective. Social networks, promotional photographs, merchandising products and television broadcasts will capture a different Ferrari. A Ferrari that differs. In an era where the teams fight for each tenth on track and every second of attention outside it, white and blue is not just an aesthetic choice. It is a bold maneuver to be the center of all eyes. In Monaco, not only one career will be run, a winning narrative will be tried. And Ferrari has decided to start that recovery from the image. Ferrari's new image for the Monaco Grand Prix has generated all kinds of reactions. Some celebrate the daring to break with the traditional red and embrace a more elegant and symbolic design. Others, on the other hand, question whether these types of initiatives really contribute something to track performance. But the truth is that Ferrari has achieved what he was looking for, that they speak of them, that they are in the center of the debate, that their pilots and their team monopolize the looks in a circuit where every detail matters. The interesting thing is that this strategy not only forces us to talk about the present, but also to imagine the future. Are we seeing the first step towards a new stage in Ferrari? Could these decisions mark an aesthetic line that is repeated in other large awards with special context? Are we facing a specific change or before the beginning of a deeper evolution within the team? The questions are on the table, and each fan has their own interpretation. Therefore, I would like to know what you think. Do you think Ferrari has succeeded with this change of clothing for Monaco? Would you like to see more special designs in other races? Or do you prefer that the Scuderia remains faithful to red that has identified it for generations? Share your point of view in the comments, and we debate together about this new stage that opens for the most iconic team of Formula One. And if you like this in-depth analysis, do not forget to subscribe to be aware of everything that happens in the world of F1.